my beautiful friends. Welcome to Hive. I'm Lorena, and this is our Tuesday talk. So before I get in today's talk about zombie cells, I wanted to just kind of give you a little bit of an update of what I have going on. So all of the videos in the mystery series have been completed. I just need to edit 3 more and then all 10 of those will be done. I've already dropped the first 2 here on this site as well as on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So hopefully I'm getting the word out to all the women who are having difficulties navigating their perimenopause and menopause, going through Reddit. There are so many women who have the same issues as we do, and that is a big eye-opener for me because, as I've mentioned before, what works for one woman may not work for another woman, but there are certainly universal treatments for the root cause of the symptoms, not just putting a band-aid on the symptoms themselves, but getting down to what's causing the symptoms in the first place. So next week I will discuss those universal issues that we all as women have, whether or not you've had a hysterectomy, regardless of what type of birth control you've used, either presently or in the past. As well as weight loss supplements and vitality supplements and just all of the things that we've thrown our money at through the years that either worked for a little while and stopped working or just never worked at all. So I'll be addressing all of those next week. I got my hair done and it's so humid. I am not from Dallas. I know sometimes my hair gets big, but it's just all in my face at the moment. But hopefully some of you can relate with this humidity. We have had so much rain here in Central Texas, which is abnormal for mid-July. But keeping friends and family members and total strangers close to the heart, if you can give a little bit to those communities, they're suffering and they need monetary donations and toiletries and dog food and baby wipes and things of that nature. So if you can find it in your budget and you find it in your heart, get to the Red Cross. They will help with that, and look for reputable donation sites that will help you get that to the people who are in the most need. That was a whole bus trip off the subject, but I did want to let you know what I have coming up next week as well as what to expect down the line. So without further ado, and my apologies to those of you who are here for the ado, I will get into today's talk about senescent cells, also known as zombie cells. After our talk a few weeks ago about zombie cells, I did have a few of you reach out to me to ask about if I could delve into that a little bit more for y'all. I don't know if you're looking for supplements or things like that, so I'm just going to go over what zombie cells are and how they affect our bodies and how that then affects our mood and amplifies negative symptoms and things of that nature. And then we'll look at ways to alleviate those zombie cells from our system. So let's go back to the beginning with that. Zombie cells, also called senescent cells, are cells that have stopped dividing. They're damaged, stressed out, and no longer functioning like they should. But instead of dying off, they just hang around like, an ex that just go away. Just go away. So the longer they stick around, the more chaos they create. Remind you of anyone? I promise everyone has that one person that's popping up in their brain from 20 or 30 years ago even. But they do release inflammatory chemicals. They disrupt tissue. They literally age us from the inside out. Before we give them the villain edit, let me be clear, they're not all bad. Senescence is a natural process. It even protects us from cancer by keeping the cancer cells from dividing. And it halts the division of damaged cells. But when too many build up, that's where we have problems and our body can't clear them. They start to act more like the Walking Dead, hence zombie cells. We all learned in the 8th grade that the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cells. We didn't learn how to balance checkbooks or do our taxes, but we got mitochondria, so that's something. Here's the thing. We were never really told just how important they are. We were just told they're the powerhouse of the cells, but it really didn't go any further than that. Or maybe it did, and our 8th grade brains just didn't absorb it, or we were too busy passing notes in class. Who knows? But as adults, we pretty much don't understand how important the mitochondria are to our cells. They aren't just little battery packs. They're involved in energy production, metabolism, cell signaling, reducing inflammation, even cell death and renewal. When your mitochondria are healthy, you feel it. More energy, faster recovery, better brain clarity, less fatigue. When they're not, we feel like the Walking Dead ourselves. Here's where it gets interesting. When mitochondria start to break down, they release something called ROS, reactive oxygen species. Think of it like little sparks that cause damage. Too many ROS, that damages cells. And damaged cells become zombie cells. But it doesn't stop there. Zombie cells, in turn, can actually make your mitochondria function worse. So it becomes a vicious cycle. Broken mitochondria equals zombie cells, equals more broken mitochondria, equals more zombie cells. So how do we break that cycle? We support both symptoms. We support both systems, clearing out the zombie cells and nurturing your mitochondria. Now here's where the plot twist comes in. Your hormones, especially estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and thyroid, are all key players in mitochondrial health. Estrogen in particular protects mitochondria from damage. It increases antioxidant activity. It reduces those damaging ROS. It literally helps your cells breathe better. That's why so many women feel like they lose their spark during perimenopause and menopause because without hormonal support, the mitochondria struggle. And when mitochondria struggles, everything else does too. Balanced hormones equals less inflammation, better energy, and cellular renewal. This is not just about mood swings and night sweats. This is a whole body regeneration. Now let's bring this home. What can you actually do to support your cells, your hormones, and your mitochondria? Start with the basics. Hydration. I have said this pretty much from day one. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Water yourself. Water your little dehydrated cells. Aim for 80 to 100 ounces a day. Just every half hour, take 8 ounces during your waking hours up until about 4 hours before bedtime, because you don't want to be up and down all night. But shoot for 80 to 100 ounces a day. Protein, get as close to 100 grams of protein a day as you can. If you need to supplement that with shakes, again, my favorite is the Progenics Loco Mocha More Muscle. Again, I'm not a spokesperson for them or anything. It's just what I personally use, and I believe it has 30 grams of protein, and it's delicious. Movement, walk, stretch, lift. No running, no heavy workouts, because that's going to raise your cortisol. And I'll go into that next week. I'm actually going to start introducing y'all to the fitness movements and some nutrition and hydration tips. So I won't delve too much into that today, except for the fact that we are trying to heal our mitochondria. And we do that with hydration, with protein, with gentle movements, walking, stretching, yoga, tai chi, Pilates. Those are all incredible healers for your cells and your mitochondria. If appropriate, explore bioidentical HRT. I'm in my second and a half week with mine, and it has done amazing things for my quality of life. Again, what's working for me may not work for everybody, especially if you've had a hysterectomy. You may or may not need that progesterone. I'll go more into testing and getting those results to you correctly from your testing, because a lot of internal med doctors, they've just not been trained, so they don't know how to accurately read those lab results. But I will offer some tips to help you find somebody. If that's something that's interesting to you, you can DM me personally, and I will help you find reputable labs in your area where they can test all of the hormones. I'll list all of those next week. But for me, the BHRT has been working well. Sleep and recovery. You can't build resilience by burning out. You have to get a good night's rest, night after night after night. Supplements. Consider CoQ10, magnesium, adaptogens that support mitochondria. This isn't about doing it all at once, and again, I'll help everybody step by step. It's about rebuilding one layer at a time. I'm going to be going into what universally works for all of us: lowering cortisol, strengthening our estrogen and progesterone so that our testosterone can stay testosterone. Again, I'll delve into that full force next week, but today, those are universal in repairing cells and mitochondria. Okay, so I'm going to be real here for just a minute. If you've ever heard me say you're not broken and thought to yourself, but I feel broken, something's definitely broken. I get it. Sometimes I want to say things so that you know that you're not alone with this. If you go to any of the menopause posts on Reddit, you will see hundreds and hundreds of posts from women who have the same universal frustrations, the same universal questions, the same universal issues with not getting answers from their doctors and things of that nature. So hopefully by this winter, I'll have individualized programming in place. But for now, I just want to be able to have this open, free forum for everyone to address the universal issues we have. So instead of me saying, you're not broken and this, that, and the other, I want to rephrase that, because sometimes when we're emotional and foggy and irritable and the dog food commercial makes us cry and we're just trying to survive the day, we feel broken. I get it. So let me say instead, sometimes it's okay to not be okay. That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm hopeful that this group reach out to each other. Several of you are in the same age group, or you've had the same birth control, or you've had hysterectomies already, and so you can have those private conversations. Feel free, if you're inclined, to involve me with those as well, so that I can help you navigate any answers you're looking for also. You're not failing. You're evolving, and we can evolve together. Evolution It's messy, it's raw, it's rarely easy, but you don't have to do it alone. That's why the Hive is here. That's why we have this building and growing sisterhood here, so that we can help each other out. I need your help too. So I'm appreciative to all of you who reach out to me, because you point me in a direction so that I can ask professionals and get the answers for you. And then that's one more thing that I learned as well. You don't have to go alone with it. What your body is going through isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of regeneration. Hormones and mitochondria are not just buzzwords. They're the keys to restoring your energy, getting that clarity and confidence, and you're not alone. You're not weak. You're in transition. And that is a sacred and powerful female thing that we can embrace together. Wings up, my friends. We've got this, and we can rise together. That's all I have for today. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments or your messages. And remember, you are strong, you are vibrant, you are charming, and you are loved. I'll see you next Tuesday.
We have the power to be stronger if we want.